Tucked away in bushland less than 30 kilometres south of Barcaldine, or 80 kilometres north of Blackall, is an outback oasis you don't want to miss. Lara Wetlands has something for any style of camper. Waterfront sites for RVs, buses, campers and caravans, loos, showers and facilities for cooking, and even a donga for the classy types. But it's the glistening pool of water at the heart of it all that's the pride and joy of the woman behind it.
My name's Jo Jarden. My role here is the owner of Lara Station, and they created the wetlands in 2014. I used to work away in the mines a lot, so we were away a lot. Michael's away with his contract work. When we were mustering here one year, I had the thought of, we used to bring the cattle through here. There was more like a swamp in those days. I mean, it was hundreds of cattle and roos and feral pigs wallowing through it, so it was more of a swamp back in those days. And I was sitting on my horse this day, and Michael was on his motorbike, and he pulled up and said, "What are you thinking about?" So obviously I was drifting off with a thought, and the thought was to create what we've got here. Probably didn't have the big vision as it's turned out now then. The vision then was to, open up a place where people can come and enjoy, because we used to love coming down here anyway. And we're right on the tourist track, and I'd heard on the ABC radio at one stage where the national parks were going to ban campfires and pets and whatnot, and I thought, where do families go to really enjoy the bush without having all these restrictions on us? And I can't imagine camping without a campfire, especially in the middle of winter. It doesn't feel like it's camping. So I'm sitting on my horse with this vision of, if we fence this off and then, put a toilet and shower in, a thermal pool, because we're on the artesian water here, I'm sure people would come in. So that's how it was. And we started developing it in May 14. So we're going into the 6th season now.
Cruising about the ghostly white trees, quacking ducks and shallow water, you might find yourself wondering how it all came to be.
The wetlands has been here since 1908, and so when they drilled the first bore here on Lara in 1908, the old timers back in those days used to direct the bore drains to clay pan areas. So if you Google the country around here, you'll notice there's clay pans dotted everywhere because it'd hold the water. So this water's been here since 1908, and and I've got to keep it alive for its environmental reasons. Over 100 years old and developed its own ecosystem, and the bird life here is just amazing. So we've had well over 127 birds noted here in the souvenir shop. So
wow.
the Bird Association, the birders, they come out and they give you the list of the birds that they actually see here. And because some of the names are so bloody long, I can't remember them, so I get them to write them down and have a book of the birds,
So why else should Lara Wetlands be on your outback travel itinerary?
The beauty is it's relaxing, just sucking in the good, country air, clean air, watch the bird life, take in the serenity of it all. And then if you feel fit, you can go for a walk around the walking tracks that we've got around here, or take a push bike for a pedal or a kayak for a paddle. And but I find most people are happy just to just chill out and relax, really, which is the thermal pool's good for that.